All right, we are back and time for the next chapter, which will be the depths. So I went back to Firelink Shrine. I'm just going to run through here. I went back to Firelink Shrine in order to level up so I can get my souls down to next to nothing so that I have nothing to lose if I die here in the depths. And, I'm still working on basically just building only endurance. And honestly, at this point, I'm basically doing only endurance now because, as I discussed in a previous video, it seems like without a stronger Estus flask, there are some limits to the value that you get from leveling vitality. But I've been ignoring strength and dex, and I tend to get around to them later. From what I understand, the soft cap on vitality, the first one is 30, and the soft cap on strength or on endurance is 40. And so here's what I've got. I've got 21 in vitality and 26 in endurance. So I'm heading towards 30 vitality and 40 endurance. And then I'll start doing strength and dexterity. Now, am I going to end up regretting this decision? It's possible. I'm thinking about the weapons that I'm going to have in the future. I guess I just figure once I get to that giant, I can make anything into a lightning weapon. So, as long as I can hold it in my hands, as long as I have the strength to hold it in my hands, then I can turn it into a viable weapon. But it'll have to be something that's like 16 strength or less. I mean, even a longsword. I can make a lightning longsword or something. But it's true, I won't be strong enough to have like a Zweihander or something like that. So I'm going to have to sort of figure that out. Anyway, here we are at the depths. As I said last video, this place was so scary when I first came here. And I'm hoping that it will just be a little bit less scary this time. But we'll see. Oh, I wanted to say something else too about the Drake Sword. Last time I played this game, or I guess I should say the first time I played this game, I gave up the Drake Sword in favor of the Claymore pretty early on in the game. I had learned that the Claymore was, I learned about scaling, and I learned about how you could get the Claymore to be stronger than the Drake once you had a certain, some certain type of stats. Now, I think that ended up being true, but I think there was something back then that I didn't appreciate, that I'm appreciating more now, and that's the speed of the Drake. The Drake is a really fast sword. The Claymore, on the other hand, is a slow, clumsy sword. So to get comparable power out of the Drake, look, there's that butcher. To get comparable power out of the Drake, it seems to me, is with the speed, the extra speed that it offers makes it pretty worthwhile. Now, can I get a dog to come up here? Come here, dog. Come here. That seems to make it pretty worthwhile. Alright, so this guy. I had such a hard time against this guy when I first played this game. Actually, I don't remember if it was such a hard time. But I just remember he was so... How did that guy get up here? These dogs. I just remember it was so scary. I tried to poison him. I tried to do like anything that I could other than just fight him straight out. Wait, he's gone. Did I aggro him? I didn't mean to. Oh, there he is. Okay. He just ran into the water. Anyway, I thought he was so scary. But now I'm seeing that he's not that hard. If you just do the tried and true methods, you know. Just do the tried and true methods and it's not that hard. Although that did get my heart rate slightly up. And these dogs are annoying me here. I will say that. They seem to be pretty tough because of the way they jump around. Come here, dog. Now this other guy, this other butcher guy, is he gonna jump on me before I talk to the NPC or after? After, I guess. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go, dude. I wish you, I really wish you could have seen me fight that guy, you know, the first time I ever tried it. It took so long and it was such a big deal. I tried to like shoot him with over 100 poison arrows. They are susceptible to poison, although they won't die from one. You'll have to get them like more than one time. But I tried to get him with all these arrows. I tried to just do all this stuff. It was so ridiculous. Look at that rat boss. And like the rat boss, first time I fought this rat boss, I killed him with arrows like through a gate. There was a gate somewhere. Now, am I going to be able to face him alone, this rat boss? Are there going to be a bunch of other enemy types? Listen, rat boss. This is what you get. That's what you get. Sewer chamber key. All right. I am definitely making this depths look easy. That's the way to go down. I don't think this is the way I want to go. I think this is the way you go if you want to fall down a hole and fight frogs, which I don't. That's another thing about when I first got to the depths. The very first time I got here, I ended up in a battle with a bunch of frogs, and I got cursed. It was horrible. Battle with a bunch of frogs, got cursed. Had to spend $6,000, which was my life savings, on one, curse purging stone. And it's just a big mess. This guy's taking too long. Used sewer chamber key. Come on, guy. I don't even want to fight those guys. Maybe these will give me enough for another level. Maybe not. All right. See, I know that 16 strength is going to be enough for my lightning spear, and my plan was just to go with the lightning spear after this. The lightning spear actually requires less strength and dex than the Drake sword, but the only thing is, I know that the lightning spear is lightning, and I know that either Ornstein or Smo or both is strong against lightning. So I don't ultimately know if a lightning weapon, even though it might be good for most of the game up to them, it might not actually work on them. So I need an alternative. And with low strength and dexterity, I don't know what that alternative could be. But I guess it could always be just like a regular longsword. If I just buy a longsword and upgrade it, I could put a resin on it or something. I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm going to worry about that when the time comes, I guess. But there are plenty of viable, I'm hoping there are plenty of viable weapons that don't require more strength or dex than this just to hold. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe not leveling these right now is going to end up being a mistake. I just don't know. But I like having all this endurance because I can tell you, I feel like I can see how it works. Like if you have a lot of endurance and you have a shield, you can absorb a lot of hits from strong monsters. Like I absorbed the hits from that butcher. I absorbed hits from Capra Demon. You can afford to actually just get hit by the boss and it doesn't hurt. You just have to, your endurance, your stamina absorbs the hit. You got to be good about lowering your shield so you can get it back. But it seems like having high endurance has been working out pretty well for me right now. Check out this shot of the Elite Knight sitting at the bonfire. That's classic Dark Souls. Alright, we're back. Time to go kill the Chandler. I just picked up the Great Axe. Not going down there. Once again, this is an area where I remember the first time I played this game, I was so afraid of this area. I was so afraid of what was behind this white light. And I was so afraid of the Chandler. Now, I think if I just rush him... Actually, maybe I'll firebomb his ass. I think that's what I did in a different playthrough. Just run up to him. Uh-oh. Oops. That's all I meant to do. Oh my god, that was easy. Alright, what'd I get? Chandler's Trident. I wonder if that's some sort of a rare drop. Alright, I don't want to fight all these guys now. I don't think there's anything down here that's really important, is there? I don't think so. I think I could probably just go back to the bonfire and get ready. Do my mental preparations for the Gaping Dragon. I'll say this. I just got the Great Axe. Now, the Great Axe was my Dark Souls 3 weapon of choice near the end. I really enjoyed using it. So I'm interested here in at least seeing what it looks like. Looks very similar, basically the exact same. But can I wield it? It won't even let me two-hand it? Why won't it let me? Oh, because I'm in this menu. Okay. Alright, what does it look like? How about a one-hander? Man, see, I would really like to use this Great Axe right now, but definitely don't have the levels for that. I mean, what does it take? Hold on, why am I in here? What does it take to wear this? It takes 32 strength. Alright, give me back my Drake. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, in the long run, this character is going to be a strength character. It's just that I'm basically waiting to build up strength last. Trying to get my endurance and HP up first. Because I feel like that will help me beat the bosses. And so far, that does seem to be working. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. I know that right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go do some research on the old Gaping Dragon. Get a strategy down for how to take him out. So we'll be back to try that. Alright. We're back. And it's time to make our first run at the Gaping Dragon. Now, I admit, I don't actually have a great strategy for Gaping Dragon. I did not find one. I didn't look that hard, which is part of why I didn't find one. But I did not find one. And so... Are those rats gonna follow me all the way up here? Maybe they are, I don't know. So some of this we're just kind of winging it. And we're just gonna hope that I can just kind of figure it out. I do think that I know one thing. Are they following me? No. I do think that I know one thing about Gaping Dragon, which is that I think if you hit his head, then that's a lot more productive than hitting his body. And I think there's some parts of his body. His tail might still be a weakness, but there are some parts of his body that are just strong. So I think I'm going to try to hit his head. And this is what I think I've seen Lobos Jr. do. I thought there was an item up here, but I guess not. What I've seen Lobos Jr. do... Oh, there's a whole nother level, okay. What I've seen Lobos Jr. do is basically let him sort of flop. Oh, here's where all the summon signs are. Let him sort of flop down right in front of you. And then take a couple swipes basically right at his head. Just like last time, I'm going to wait a minute to see if somebody wants to summon me. If they do, I'll get a little bit of practice in. If they don't, then I'll just take them on myself. I was thinking more about weapons and what I'm going to do after the Drake Sword, or after the Lightning Spear, or if I can't use the Lightning Spear on Ornstein and Smough. I'm thinking by that point, by the time that I'm at them, if I need to take a detour into the catacombs, I should be able to, you know? I should be able to take a detour into the catacombs and get a fire weapon, or even something else, magic damage. I mean, I don't even know what, but there's probably some kind of non-scaling weapon that I can get that's not lightning, that I could use. Or maybe even use the Drake. I don't know. I don't know how effective the Drake would be against Ornstein and Smough, or if it would be too weak. But we'll just have to see. One thing I do think, another thing that I think has been working out well with the Drake is my strategy of having tons of endurance. Means I've been able to get a lot of swipes in with this thing. You know, I can regularly get 3-4 swipes, you know, without running out. So, and with the speed, I mean, it's been pretty good up to this point. I think it'll be good in Blighttown too, but we'll see. Alright. Nobody's summoning me, so let's just try it. Let's go for it. Gaping Dragon. A cute little crocodile. A disgusting creature. So yeah, but this is basically the first fight, I think, where I'm going to have to really sort of, you know, kind of observe and learn. Whoa. Get out of town. Whoa. Alright. Seems like I'm doing okay. What's he about to do? Whoa. Okay. Okay. Make up your mind. Get the heck away. Double chug. Oh no. Come on, slam down, man. Oh. Slam your head down, man. I got greedy, but I had to go for it. Whew. Alright, well that was a little too close for comfort. I mean, I used up 8 Estus on that. Whew. But I got the job done. Alright. Another boss down. So next up is going to be, I guess, Quellegg, and I know she's tough. Blighttown too. And I was thinking, before I go to Blighttown, I think I'm actually going to go back up to Firelink and make some preparations for Blighttown. Including, I think that's funny that like the hard leather set's just sitting around in here. One of the preparations I want to make for Blighttown is I want to upgrade this armor a little bit. You know, I don't have a lot of Titanite, but I can buy Titanite from Andre. So I really might as well, if I'm committed to using this Elite Knight armor for a while, and I am, then I should just go ahead and upgrade it. You know, I don't need Titanite shards for my weapon. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I might spend this 28,500 souls on it as well. It would have been nice to have gotten summoned. But actually, now I'm at risk of getting invaded, aren't I? No, because the boss is dead. Right? You can't get invaded if the boss is dead. Right? I forget the rules. That boss had a lot of HP though, man. Dang. He wasn't going down too easy. But the main strategy did seem to work. Alright, well, very good then. I would do some preparation for Blighttown. I'm gonna get my armor upgraded. Maybe buy a bunch of arrows. I just remember going into Blighttown. Again, like everything, I'm sure it's not nearly as scary this time as it's going to be, but I remember it just felt like, I remember thinking it just felt like you were so far from civilization, you were so far from, merchants or supplies or things that you would need. Even though actually there's this vendor right here. Does he sell arrows? I think he doesn't though. I think that's the thing. I don't think he does sell arrows. I don't even think you can talk to that vendor without getting attacked by slimes. Whoa. Alright. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to go back to the blacksmith, like I said. And pick it up from there. And I'm definitely not even doing anything involving frogs. I know there's like a ring of the evil eye or something down here, which might be kind of a cool ring, but with only 2 ring slots, and I got my ring of favor and protection, I don't see myself ever wearing it or needing it. There's always going to be a better ring, even if it's just like Chloranthy ring or something. So I guess we'll call that the Depths chapter over, and we will pick it back up when it's time to go into Blighttown.